Well, everybody, and welcome to 2022 River Falls Wildcat football. Just like that, it's upon us. I'm Kevin Westhouse, along with head coach Ryan Schurz, Mr. Gavin Cole, Jordan Karras, and Dylan Brathall. Hey, guys, welcome. Boy, last minute, you guys ready to go today? Answer some tough questions, find out a little bit about what's going on with your squad. Let's do that today. So, gosh, it seems like just yesterday we were down in Wanakee. Yeah, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go to the past too much, but let's just kind of set this thing up, and we can just talk a little bit about last year, and then we're going to use it as a springboard to talk about this year. How about that? So it doesn't seem like that long ago, and Wanakee, real tough loss. I know, just state type game, and hey, what did you learn from that, Coach?
I think we learned between that game and other games last year that we could compete with anybody. Mm-hmm. If we weren't the best team in the state last year, I certainly think we're in the top 3 or 4 teams. And Wanakee went on and won a state championship. We were right there with them.
Right there.
At their place where they never lose. Yeah. So I think the program is at a point where we expect to play and beat anybody. It doesn't mean we're going to, but that's our expectation.
Right. I look back to, again, I don't want to spend too much time last year because it's a new year, but looking back last year, I think that trip down to Sun Prairie last year maybe was a turning point for your guys, where you just really got some confidence and springboarded you into the Mississippi Valley Championship. What do you think?
A lot of kids after the season identified that game as kind of a real shift in our mentality and our expectations. When we were able to play with them, take a lead into the fourth quarter, and unfortunately not able to finish it. But definitely, I think, changed the trajectory of our team and I hope our program.
Yes, I think this year is kind of like last year. At the beginning of the year last year, we didn't know what to expect a lot. We didn't. You weren't circling guys going, these 5 guys are going to carry us to a Mississippi Valley Championship game. It kind of just evolved as the season went on, and guys stepped up, and big playmakers started to evolve. Maybe this year might kind of be the same way in a little bit. We can't circle 5 guys today. What do you think?
I mean, I think when you have, when you're developing a football program, you want to have a bunch of guys that are ready to step in, that are waiting for their opportunity. And a lot of times they're juniors that maybe played a role but not like a starring role. Mm-hmm. And when you're doing well as a program, you have a lot of kids like that who are really excited about their turn to be a senior. And we certainly, I feel like we have a great group of seniors.
Right. Well, that's good. In all of sports, you always say next man up, right? I mean, and maybe that's going to be it this year. People have been waiting there going, I think I can do this. I need my chance. Well, this is going to be the chance for some of these kids to shine.
Yeah, no doubt. And we've talked about it. Some of the kids that are even here, we've had those conversations about when it's really your turn you're going to be ready. Mm-hmm. And from what I've seen so far, they are.
Well, good. So I'm just going to just rewind, now we're going to go right forward here. So you get done with Wanakee, kids go and play different sports. Gavin's wrestling, kids are playing basketball, kids are all over the place. And you kind of get them back together after spring and you start ETS. Or is ETS going on longer than I imagine? Talk to me about ETS and what that means to your program and the athletes here at River Falls High School.
ETS is a year-round endeavor for our kids. Our basketball teams and wrestling teams do it in season. Our baseball team does it. Our track team does so. And the kids that aren't in sports, they're in the weight room. The kids that you're going to see on the field have been doing that, and some of them made huge gains and put themselves in position to play for us as varsity players.
Right. I would just be honest with you as a casual observer. Since ETS has been implemented, all your teams are better at River Falls High School. I don't know, I watched late in games, and there's some intangible difference that the novice person wouldn't know if they didn't know about ETS. You can actually see it. I mean, you guys, the conditioning, the stamina, the mental toughness, it's showing up not only in football, but all of the other sports, I believe. I can see it, having watched 130 games a year every year. So
we train kids to be athletes. This isn't just a football program. It's an entire athletic sports programs here in River Falls, and we want to share athletes with other sports. Quite frankly, I think it's our advantage is that we have multi-sport kids that know how to compete not just in football, but in wrestling and basketball and baseball and track and all those other sports. And then we get them back for football, and they're really excited for football because they haven't seen it for, 9 months.
It's a good debatable topic, right? One-sport athletes or multi-sport athletes. I'll just be honest. I'm a fan of multi-sport athletes. So be an athlete, have fun as a kid. There's nothing wrong with a one-sport athlete, but I admire those kids who are playing 2 and 3 sports. I think it's fun. I think it's special, and it makes a well-rounded kid. I believe that's just my opinion. So
mine too. Most of our kids, I think, there was like 100 or so multi-sport athletes last year in the high school boys, and 80 of them were football players.
Wow.
So we have a large chunk of our guys are playing more than one sport.
I just tell you, it's fun to call three varsity letter athlete. You don't get to call those a lot, but it's so fun when you're able to do that. You know that's a special kid.
Yeah, if a kid is good enough to do that in a school our size with as many good, athletes that are in our school, they're a pretty special athlete.
So you're just a couple days away from your first game. How long have you been practicing together as a team here this fall?
Well, we started at UMD team camp. So we got to do that for 3 days, which we didn't do last year because of the weird spring sports schedule. And that made a huge difference to be able to practice and play and scrimmage a little bit at that camp. We saw a little bit of where we were. We did 2 other contact days and grew a little bit more there. And then we started on August 2nd with actual, practices, 2-a-day fall camp practices.
So a couple weeks.
Yeah, this will be, just a little over 2 weeks.
Just a little over 2 weeks. So you've seen your team for 2 weeks. Anything that's standing out to you as like, oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting that, or my gosh, I thought I was going to get more out of that, or not too much yet?
The funny thing is, that's like the 3rd time I've been asked that.
Really?
And
I think maybe there's something weird you saw, like, yeah.
I think that's a question. Like,
Yeah.
are you surprised by this? And quite frankly, most of the stuff that I've seen is things I expected because I saw them putting in the work. So when you see kids they're just out there doing what you hope they would do, that's a good feeling for them because you want them to be successful. But if you put in the work, it usually works out.
All right. So I know people at home, they want specific questions. I don't have many specific questions. I'll give you one. You have a kicker?
Yeah, we have a couple. Yeah. I couldn't tell you as of right now who's kicking on Friday, but
Even your kickers were evolving over the last couple of years, right? You're like, throw a few guys out there who can kick the ball, make some extra points, and if you can kick a 20-yarder, that'd be a bonus.
Yeah. We got some kids that can kick, and hopefully we're using it on extra points more than field goals.
So, first game this Thursday already. I can't even believe it. It feels like middle of summer. It's not middle of summer. It's end of summer. But first game this Thursday, you're going to travel 2 hours and 45 minutes to Wisconsin Rapids. What do you know about Wisconsin Rapids? Anything?
Really good football program, really good football team. It'll be a big-time test. They're a bigger school than us. They got really good athletes, some scholarship athletes. It's the type of game you want to play in a first game because you'll find out really fast if you have deficiencies and where you need to fix them. So
Right.
You'd rather know that now than in the big rivers.
Right. And you're going to come home and you're going to play the Holman Vikings in one more non-conference game.
Yep.
Probably a little lesser competition, but maybe I don't want to talk down Holman because they can always be a good team too.
Holman's a really good program too.
Really good program too. So you're going to get them on your home turf, and then you're going to springboard right back into this is music to the ears, the BRC.
Yes.
How about that? Does that feel good, guys?
Yeah, for real.
Sick of beating up on the Mississippi Valley, 6-0 again last year. So they're probably glad to see you guys leave too. So that's good. So I'm gonna ask you a couple more questions. Then we're gonna get down to some of these guys because I know they've got a lot of good information. I can't wait to hear what's lurking behind those eyes down there. I know they got a lot of good stuff. So, designated leaders and quiet leaders, Coach. I know you have guys who you might designate as captains. And there's guys who are quiet leaders. I'm not going to even ask for a specific name, but are you seeing quiet leaders emerge? People that just get followed because they are leaders and they don't even know it yet.
I think we're pretty intentional about leadership in our program. We have a leadership group with about 15 to 20 kids in it, where we really talk about the things you actually need to do to lead. So I wouldn't call necessarily quiet leaders. I would say a lot of them are just leaders. And this group actually is one of the better groups that I've had. This is, I think, year 15 or 16 in coaching, not as a head coach, but just being around groups that lead. And this class has a really high standard, and they really pull a lot of guys with them, and they're doing a great job.
Well, good. I'm going to ask you one kind of thought question, then we're going to move on. I'm going to come back to some more thought questions too. So, what aspects of football, Coach, do you get the most excited about? What aspects of the football game do you get most excited about?
Of the game?
Yeah. What about football excites you the most?
I think it's so much work that you put in for fewer opportunities to compete, so that competition, it has there's a lot of energy and emotion that come with that, and I think watching kids succeed, and that's the payoff, is watching kids that you've worked with and really get that payoff of a Friday night in front of a lot of people. There's nothing better than that.
There's something special about high school football on a Friday night, you know, whether it's in River Falls, Wisconsin, or Podunk, Kentucky. I mean, it's something about Friday night lights that's a pretty special piece of America, and you guys get to take part in that this year. And I can tell you right now, you're going to create some lifetime memories again this year. So why don't you hand that mic down to Gavin? I want to ask Gavin a couple of questions. Gavin, before we get into some questions, talk to us a little bit about your health. I mean, last year you had a little bang up, and talk to how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. It's a little quicker than scheduled, but I'm feeling great. Weeks of practice started off a little slow in our first 2 weeks, but it's feeling really good, and I trust it for the games.
Well, good. How many hours a day do you work out?
Oh, jeez. I don't know. Probably 2 to 3.
That's outstanding. Well, I can tell. I mean, nobody comes back from injuries like that without working out for 2 or 3 hours a day. And, man, I don't know you personally. I know you through watching your sports and talking to your parents and whatnot. And all I hear is you're have a pretty high work ethic in the gym. So is that true?
Yeah, thank you.
So how do you feel about your team this year? Just seeing what you've seen in the first 2 weeks, is it different than last year? Is it the same as last year? Is it just are your eyebrows going up, or are you concerned? Talk to me about what you're seeing in the first 2 weeks of practice, Gavin?
I'm excited. I mean, our class since freshman year, I mean, we may not be as talented as the last classes before, but I think we have some dudes, and I think we got the culture to go with it. Our guys are super close, and I'm just super excited for the season. I think we can take anyone.
Well, good. I like that. It's a good attitude. So, I mean, a person like yourself with the work ethic you have and the successes you've had, you have to be a goal setter. So, are there any short-term goals you'd like to accomplish in the next few months or even the next couple of years? What's on Gavin Cole's mind? What do you want to accomplish in the next 3 months, in the next year, in the next 2 years? Have you written something down, and what's on your mind?
You know, I'm pretty. I don't know. I mean, I love to play sports after high school, but I also want to focus on what I got right now, which is high school sports and football, and next is wrestling. So I just want to do good in those, stay healthy throughout them, and hopefully, you know, get to where we want to as a football team, and for wrestling, get back to state and hopefully place better.
Very good. Oh, that's outstanding, Gavin. I like it. Hey, let's move on to Jordan Karras. Jordan, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So what position are you playing this year, Jordan? You playing two ways or what?
Yeah, I'm playing receiver and corner.
Receiver and corner. Are you 6'1", 6'2", 5'10"?
5'10" and a half.
Oh, gee. With spikes on, we're 6, right? standing on a phone book. Do you know what phone books are anymore or not? You might not even know. I don't know.
No.
Anyway, so what are some of your strengths at receiver? What do you feel like? How are you gonna beat me if I'm trying to cover you? What are you gonna do?
I'm really explosive, and I think my routes are pretty good.
Yeah, well, that's good. So when you go to the huddle, do you want the ball every play, or do you know what your role, or how do you feel?
Well, if I got the ball every play, I wouldn't complain.
Yeah.
But I know my role. And I know what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah. But that hunger, right? Like, I want the ball. I
Yeah.
want to make first downs. Give me the rock. Is that your mindset, you think? I want to make a block. I want to blow a hole.
I love blocking people.
Yeah. Oh, good. Oh, good. So I'll give you a thought. I'll give you a thought question, Jordan.
All right.
So what do you believe to be one of your weaknesses, and what are you doing to improve it?
Ooh. Well, I'm a lot shorter than most wideouts. So I mean, I can't really improve it, but I think I make up for it with my vertical.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Randall Cobb's not that tall either. So you got to make up for it in other ways, right? Well, that's good. I'll ask you one more. Who doesn't, right?
Yeah. True.
So Gavin, I'm going to give you a quick reaction question back to you. So what's the next song coming up on your playlist when you get in the car and go home?
Oh, that's a tough question.
You get right in the mic. Let us know.
You know,
What's going to pop up if we hit play when you get in your car?
I'm more of a country guy.
And Western, both kinds?
A little bit, a little bit. I've just been listening to a new guy, Ian Munsick. So, our old, so kind of a cool story. Our old guard, Jack Gale, his brother, met Ian Munsick before he was famous when he was out working in North Dakota. So that's how I started listening to him. So that's what I've been listening to lately.
Well, that's a way better story than I thought I was going to get with that question. So that's outstanding. All right, let's move it down to Dylan. How you doing, Dylan?
Good. How are you doing?
Yeah, look right into the camera. Let everybody at home see that big smiling face. So, Dylan, are you playing? I hope you lost your mic. Put it right on your necklace. Or
I got
get
it.
On your, yeah, get it on your shirt there. Gotta be able to hear you. So, are you playing both ways this year too, or one way?
Just
or?
one way.
What?
Offense.
So, talk to me what you're doing on offense this year.
Quarterback this year.
Quarterback. Oh, are you the guy? So I was going to save that question. I don't even know if it's too pointed or not, but Coach, you got a quarterback this year? Is this Dylan Brathall kid down here? Maybe he's going to get under center.
We'll play two guys on
Okay.
Friday.
Well, this is good. So,
Yep.
I'm going to let you just get you out of this, and I'm going to come back to you. So.
Yep. We have Dylan, who's done a great job, senior, and Jacob Range, who has also done a great job. They've made that decision really, really hard, and as a result, they've both earned the opportunity to play game one and go from there.
Okay, that's good. That'll help me with the next follow-up question, Dylan. What are your strengths as a quarterback? What's the coach and your teammates? What are they going? Thank God Dylan's in the game now because he can bring us what?
I'd say I'm just like I'm a calm guy. I mean, I'm a game manager. I'd say myself, kind of just being able to take things slow and make good reads and just get the ball where it needs to be.
What's your favorite route for Jordan to run that you want to hit him on?
Oh yeah, fade. Go
Fade?
up top. Go get it.
Little pylon fade, corner of the end
Go
zone.
get it, baby. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
that's good. You got what other routes are you running? Are you running like a 10-yard down and in and down and out, little stop and go? I mean,
A lot of hitches, some posts, slants, and a hitch and go.
All the above, man.
A lot.
okay, this one is for the fans at home watching because they have no idea on this one, and I'm going to give it to Dylan. Your playbook's probably pretty thick. How do you learn the playbook? Do you have any special tools you use to learn the plays and memorize the plays, especially as quarterback? You got to know the plays inside and out better than anybody. What are you doing, Dylan, to learn the
Well,
plays?
they first day they handed out notebooks this year writing down the plays when we're in meetings and stuff, actually writing them out and writing where people go and stuff like that, and then obviously reps on the field. And then just getting in the playbook, like online. We have an online playbook that we can get into and just going over it. And like at home, like in your notebook, writing stuff down, knowing where you go and where other people go.
Okay, you're the quarterback, and Coach Scherr says you call the play. It's 3rd and 3. Give us something right now. You're
Oh,
getting the
A-gap
huddle.
power, baby. 32. 32, baby.
Give it
A-gap
again one more
power.
time.
A-gap power, 32.
Okay, we're in the huddle right now.
All right, we're going to go right 32, ready.
Break. There you go. Like it right there. See, that's a good call. All right, let's go one more. 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8. You're making the call. You've had trouble running the ball. 3rd and 8. What are you bringing down?
What are you thinking, Jordy?
Play clock's running.
We go 95. We work this
Call it.
week
You're in a
little
huddle.
bit.
Let's go. You're huddling them up. You're going to scratch something in the dirt. What are you calling?
We run it out of Louis, so like Louis Lakers, or not Lakers. What's the down pass set? Where's Grady at? He's my center. He's my
All right.
center.
Put him on the spot.
I'm putting you right on
Yeah.
the spot. Okay, I'll let you off the hook. So 3rd and 8. You work on that play tonight when you get home.
Little,
Get that
little
playbook.
smash route.
Smash
Concept,
route?
Smash concept.
Okay. Hey, what's your favorite sport and why?
Football. I like to play it just because, like, I like the team aspect for sure. Like big team, a lot of guys. You get really tight with a bunch of guys, and they're like your family for 3-4 months out of the year. And even after that, you're like best friends with the guys, and it brings you together with other people. And then also you get to help, like through football, you get to like meet other people and like help other people as well, like the community or just other people on your team that you didn't know before.
So you're hitting on my hot spot. You know what I do for nothing? Because for that reason right there, sports, youth athletics, you're in it right now, you don't even know it. You are getting a head start on life right now. You're going to learn everything about life and so much more playing football especially. Every skill you're going to need in life, how to win, how to lose, how to get better, discipline, responsibility, how to be a great teammate, all of it wrapped up in a thing called high school football. And for you to recognize that now is pretty cool. That inspires me to keep doing what I'm doing. You guys getting together as teams, becoming teammates, and realizing those special moments, that's why you play sport. I mean, it is giving you a head start on life. It really is. So with great coaches like Mr. Schurz here and all your assistant coaches guiding you, and that's what brings him joy as well. I know it does. To see you folks succeed, not only on the field but off the field, and be able someday to have a good, successful, happy life. That's what this is all about. And you don't even know it, but you're in it right now, and it's pretty cool. Gavin, take the mic again. I got another question for you. Rank the top 5 priorities currently in your life. Like, what are the 5 things most important to Gavin Cole? And you can just be honest. Like, in your heart, what are the 5 things most important to you?
Number 1's family and friends, of course. Family's probably 1A and friends are probably 1B, but friends and family are right there. Just people, like, I mean, I'd trade anything just for the guys around me. 2, probably sports. Both. I can't choose which is my favorite. They're both, I just love them both. Then 3 is just enjoying my time with, of course, just going out and with my friends and having fun, having campfires and stuff during the summer. 4, I don't know. I got my top 3. I'm pretty.
That's pretty good, though.
Locked in.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well, yeah, and for you guys too, to know what things make you happy. Focus on those things. So spend time doing those things that make you happy. So that's good. That's good. Let's give it back to Jordan for one more question.
He's got him. He's mic'd up.
Tell me about your most successful season in sports. Like, it could be anywhere. It could have been 10-year-old baseball. I don't know. What was one of your most successful, memorable seasons?
No.
True.
I got the sun coming right in on Coach Schurz.
Well, last year was pretty successful. My most in 6th grade football was pretty cool. But last year, so in football, obviously, we got to the second round of the playoffs. And then I had a whole off season that I trained and worked on myself. And then I had track, and I made it to sectionals for high jump for my single event. And then my 4x2 team got 7th in state. So,
good. Well, very good. See, that's good. Those are good memories.
yeah.
Hey, maybe you're going to make some more memories this year. So I've got a question for Dylan about these other 2 guys. Which of these 2 guys has their bed made right now? Any of them?
Oh.
Do you think they're made their bed? Don't tell them yet. You think one of these 2 make their bed?
I say none of them. None of the above. But if I had to pick one, I'd go with Gavin.
Made or not made?
It's not made. Yeah, it's not made.
How about you, Dylan? Not made.
Mine's made, actually.
Oh,
I
there
made
you
does
go.
make his bed.
Hey, at home, clap, clap, clap right there for Dylan Brathall. Makes his bed. There's a guy who's got his priorities right. Start the day out with getting something accomplished. Make the bed.
There you go.
Awesome. I don't know. I think we learned a lot about these guys. I think maybe kind of start putting a big red bow around this thing. Anything you want to leave the audience with at home? What to expect this year? We talked a little bit about it, but anything coming to your mind, like you're going to see something you hadn't seen, or we're going to have an offensive line or a defensive line that you probably didn't expect? Anything that's standing out to you guys in the first weeks of practice that maybe that we'll see like, wow?
I think the receiving core. We have a lot of good receivers this year.
The receiving course blocking. That's one thing you guys are going to
Get your
see.
popcorn ready,
They
baby.
oh my gosh. We saw it when we went to the team camp up in UNB, and they were just cracking dudes left and right.
Well, you probably like that, blowing holes, right?
Of course,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, dude.
Runs that are going to go from 15 yards to 30 yards because of these guys.
All right,
your
let's go. I have one
popcorn
more
ready.
question for Coach Shares, and then we're going to wrap this thing up. So I'm probably cutting into your game plan development right now, actually. So the question is, how do you go about developing a game plan? I mean, what goes into that? It's got to be many, many hours.
Well, first of all, we have a staff of assistant coaches that are outstanding, and that we, on both sides of the ball, coaches are empowered to do their part of the game plan. It takes a lot of hours. You're looking at a lot of film, trying to focus on what they don't do well and what you do well, and also focusing on making sure that your different guys that are capable are touching the ball as much as possible. We like to distribute it amongst a lot of guys, not just one. But trying to accomplish those things and making sure that the kids can understand it and execute it.
Outstanding. Well, I'll let you. We're going to wrap this thing up. Let you get to your dinner tonight, spend some time with your family, and then get in front of the computer and start working on some of that game plan for Thursday night. Or finish it up. You're probably halfway done with it already.
It's pretty much done now.
Yeah,
but
I would
touching things
imagine.
up.
I would imagine. So, tell you what, I want to thank you guys for taking the time today. Gavin, Jordan, Dylan. I look forward to watching you guys on the field this year. I tell you what, you guys are a lot sharper than I was at 17, 18 years old. Because at 17, you know what I was thinking about? Not much. So, anyway, I was pretty impressive, guys, able to come out here and do that and today and spend some time and let us know about your team. And Coach Schurz, thanks for setting this, allowing us to do this today. I learned a lot today. Hopefully the Wildcat football fans learned a little bit as well. And come on out this year and support your River Falls Wildcats 2022 football team.
We really appreciate all you do. It's great when we drive 2 hours and 45 minutes that the people back home, including my own family, because it'll be my daughter's birthday so they're not going.
Yeah.
That they can still watch the game.
Well, they're very good. So Bo Herstein and Jeff Johnson will be on the call Thursday night. I have a employee appreciation lunch at my work too as the utility director, so I got to stay back and do that. But they're going to do it. I'm going to working with them tomorrow night to make sure they can get this whole thing set up and get it off from Wisconsin Rapids, so folks at home can watch the game.
Appreciate it.
So we'll have that. On behalf of Ryan Schurz, head coach of the River Falls Wildcats Varsity Football Club, Gavin Cole, Jordan Karras, Dylan Brathall, and Jenna Peters on production tonight. Jenna, thanks for taking the time to help us out. I'm Kevin Westhouse. Thanks again for joining us, everybody. And until Thursday night, good night. Thanks, guys.